Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kuura Isagami, and thanks for tuning in with me once again for another art stream here as we just kind of hang out for a while I work on the next of the Orimeda contest winners. The last stream I had, I worked on Heat Smith for my friend Helm-chan, who won first place. This time around, I'm going to be working on the second place winner, which was done by Nier, who was inspired by another design that they did. For context as to what exactly I'm talking about, through the month of October and into late November, leading up to Meteorot Day, me at Project Rising Beetle hosted our very own Orimeda contest through those month and a half or so, just to kind of really hype up the events of the day and just kind of make it really fun and enjoyable. So what we're ultimately looking at is the theme with that one was RPG, so role-playing game. And the top three, I was going to be drawing official concept art and sheets for that, the winners could be able to use and hold on to and enjoy. So I did Heat Smith the last time, and I'm still trying to figure out where all my old scuffing was coming from the last couple. I'm trying a couple new settings on my end, even though I've not really changed a lot. So that might be kind of a work in progress, because there's a couple other things I want to actually start streaming that I've picked up, but I want to make sure I have this this whole scuffing issue situated and dealt with first before I go and do that properly, because I don't want to scuff a stream midway and then you guys not be able to see what I'm playing and not enjoy it, because obviously that's the reason you guys are hanging out with me, I would think. Anyway, so yeah, as we're just kind of hopping on in here, just kind of hanging out for a while, I'm double checking some other settings in the meantime while I'm waiting for stuff to just kind of set up and everything in the meantime. Everything's looking pretty good. Not seeing any scuffing so far, which is good. YouTube Studio was giving me a little bit of a scare for about a half second here, saying that it wasn't catching up properly, but that's fine. I can make this work. Then I'll just kind of keep an eye on it every now and then. So let me go ahead and fire up this. So this will be the reference for you guys. You guys can just kind of see the design that I'm working on. And I have to say, Nier did a fantastic job on this design. I believe they said it was inspired off of a D&D monster design that they did for something that they did that was unrelated to Meteorot, and then just kind of converted it into that format. And it converted really nicely. Like, I really liked all of the really unique aspects that went into its creation and its design, and the love into it. Really, you can really tell with the love and detail into it. That was a very well thought out creation with the Gilded. Definitely a lot of approaches that you don't see very commonly in a lot of even a lot of current settings, or a lot of submissions that you see in a lot of current contests. So I really like what Nier put up with that one. It was honestly really hard to not vote this one as the winner, because it was just so well thought out. But honestly, with all the designs we got in that contest, I really enjoyed every last one of them. As I'm looking in here, James, I see you in my chat. Grimalkin, good to see you both as well. Thanks for stopping in. I don't know, life's been treating me alright, I guess. I can't complain too terribly much, I suppose. Well, I mean, I could technically, but you guys aren't here to you guys aren't here to hear me vent about everyday life stuff, so I'm not gonna bore you with those details. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fire up my music playlist here, so it's not a completely quiet stream. Okay. And usual rules, if it's ever too loud, too soft, whatever, just let me know and I can make any changes as necessary. So that's looking good. I will leave this alone. Okay, so now that we're here, I'm going to put that to the side. Okay. Let me set up all my layers first so I know what I'm working with. Actually, leading up to this stream, I was thinking of a number of different ways I could approach putting this one together. And, there we go. I kind of had a couple of ideas with it. So I'll just have to kind of experiment with it as we go along. But see, that's the charm to all this, is just experimenting and having fun. Alright, so this will be guide. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, cool. So everything looks good. So how did I exactly want to do the front shot again? I mean, I could do a straight up and down, straight front shot. I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. So that's have a snout like that. That while I'm putting it together. Really gotta picture what the inside of the torso look like, so I'm gonna extrapolate some details. That's fine. I had a really creative idea there for those eyes. Either really interesting. Hello, clip user. Yeah, I've been using clip for a while, but you know, use what works. No point in changing it. Plus, I got the license for it, so you know that helps. Alright, let's see. Real long antenna there. Feelers. Actually, let me put those in after I get everything else put together. I'll experiment on a couple of ideas here. So these put. Did have a tail, so I gotta add that as well. I will do that in just a minute then. Let's do here. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing this kind of... Well, I might be doing something similar to it, but this is just so I can get the guideline going. Actually, hold on, let me do that first. Not nearly that big. Hold on, let me... Guidelines are always important. Let's see, so you had 4 rings. I'm going to assume 5 over here at the base of the tail. 1 here. Oh, let me pull that one a little closer in. Make them look like they're at least kind of evenly spaced. Like that, essentially. Okay, there we go. This is gonna be a big boy. Of course, I'm always down for a challenge. Oops. And the Zoids event, good combo. What you do. Well, I like to think I'm helping somewhat with what I do. I noticed nobody else did it, so I'm like, well, I may as well if no one else is, and haven't really stopped. But, no, I'm 100% okay with that. I enjoy what I do, I'm glad it's being appreciated, and, you know, that's kind of all there is to it. That's the most important thing, is you have fun doing what you do. I'd love to do it a whole lot more, but, I just don't have the time. Okay. Here. Start here. There we go. Wait, what I was looking for. There we go. That's a little better. That's what I wanted. Just drumming up some conversation here. You guys tuned in the Game Awards or anything like that, or not really your cup of tea? I only managed to catch the highlights of it, but apparently a lot of people are saying this was a very exciting Game Awards. That's the shape I was looking for. Highlights as well. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it was hit and miss, but the highlights they said were really worth going after. So I'm not sure if I may go back and watch it myself, but then again, that's what the internet's for, being able to catch all those extra things. To make my eraser smaller. Really tight bits in here. Didn't quite go as I hoped. Try that one more time. There we go. And Poison. Insectoid eye, which is fine. Something kind of like that. Make work. Not about... you know what? Maybe I will. Try it. I flubbed on that last one. Try that one more time. Well, that wasn't bad. I'll keep that. Have to clear half of that one out, but fine. Looks like it was relatively thin and papery, which is what I was going for. I can make an Orimeda based off of a song. That's a good one. Well, that would honestly depend on the song in question. Like, is it a like a high beat, an easy, easy swing, easy vibe? Kind of depend ultimately. But yeah, I see no reason why not. Redo this too on that. Do that in a thinner line. Like that. My favorite song. I gotta say that's kind of tough to figure out too, because my favorite tends to change a lot based on that particular mood. So I can't really give you a definite yay or nay answer, unfortunately. So here's what I'm gonna do to make this kind of unique. I'm not gonna be killing myself over this later, but I'm gonna try it. So let's take the erase off. To Tangle Grove or so, in the same manner that they did Beastmaster's Leg. I give it a little more personality. Fortunately, in the art here, All it shows is the gaseous emission that's coming off of it, which is great for effect. For a concept sheet, it's a little hard to figure out what lies underneath all that fog. Not that I'm complaining. One's bad. That. Hello, got here will be lurking. That is 100% fine with me, my guy. Always good to have another friend stop in every now and then. Relatively simple looking design. Digicrade. I like that. Back this way. Rounded edge in here. Something like that. Well, actually, let me do this edge first. Doing a couple creative liberties here and there too to kind of work on things as as necessary. No, I have seams here. Old. Yeah, I'll leave that as is. Mine was pretty straightforward as well. That's what I'm looking for. Like that. Now comes the tricky part. Playing the English version of 2 core Kuura. Nice, nice. Just be prepared, you're probably going to be in for a little bit of a hard time since the first boss on that one's kind of a doozy if you're playing Stag Beetle. So let's start with the first one. Okay, so let's work on some of this piping, or tubing, or cable, or whatever. Close that off real going. I have 2 words for Nier as far as how I can describe this process right now. Would be cable management. Insert terrible joke here. I don't know, I thought that was a good joke. Okay, so I got all those cleaned up. I need to work on making more. Got a bunch of cables in this thing. What I may end up doing all this way. Color it in some. Okay, let's see. I'll end up doing is segment the illusion cables underneath. Like that. Which boss am I talking about? Abyss Grader, the very first boss you fight in the game. I went back here too, I guess. Have those. Nice. Now I can work. Hold on, where did I get this other layer from? That's an excellent question. I probably was not paying attention. Let's fix that. There we go. I have no clue where that other layer came from. I probably just did it accidentally and didn't think about it. Which could have been the case. That absolutely could definitely be the case. No, the English names. His name was a Viking, I believe. It was a great big white squid. Unfortunately, in the Stag Beetle version of 2 Core, not really well equipped to take on a shooting type boss like that, and he will absolutely lay waste to you if you're not paying attention. And even if you are, he still will. Try that again from another angle. Albeit, if you actually manage to pick up a couple of anti-C parts by then and train up a metal for it, then that's different, but by default, most players who play it, especially first-timers, will actually not even know what to expect. That would be their first major roadblock of the game. Okay. I like to collect all the parts. Yeah, that's usually a smarter way to go. I mean, if you played any RPG game at any given point, a lot of those rules are going to be kind of like common sense. Like, don't leave an area until you know you're absolutely ready or feeling confident in going. Most of the time, it's just the thrill of being able to keep going, and that causes you to want to bum rush it, and that's usually where a lot of people end up getting maimed by the squid. Okay, so this can hide. Hindsight, I probably should have been doing the list, but that's fine. I can make it work. You can look up guides as well. There's nothing wrong with that either. The big thing, the biggest issue with Abyss Grader is the fact that he's gonna hit like an absolute truck, just because of the power that Sacrifice brings to the table. The key, though, is if you're able to tank it, then it's not nearly as bad, because he's about 80% harmless. It's trying to get to that point is what throws up a lot of people. Because he hits so hard, he can very easily cripple your team, if not outright destroy it, and you won't even know what hit you. The general idea for Abyss Grader in my honest opinion, if you've collected an anti-C part at any given point in at that point in the story, which I think you should be able to farm for at least 1 or 2 by that point, and then train a metal so that they can use it proficiently and not, like, miss everything whenever you try to use it, you really shouldn't have too much of a problem with it, and Abyss Grader is relatively easy to take out. But if you don't have anti-C, or if you kind of bum rushed ahead, you're gonna be kind of stuck. So much cable management with this. I can only imagine it was just as much fun for Nier to draw as it is for me. There we go. It helps you start as a Pokemon. Yeah, that does also kind of give you the idea. Don't leave until you've seen everything in an area first, which will usually kind of serve you well in the long run. Right, so let's see. A couple of stray cables on the arms. What I'm gonna do is start a bundle here. Make it look like I'm tying these off. Now granted, these cables are probably going to look nothing like the actual mugshot main art of I'm drawing. This is just the line art, but you know. You know, I just realized there's probably an easier way I could do this with the borderline tool. I think I might do that when I actually get to drawing it proper. I only just realized that tool exists. So that's looking pretty good so far. Now I can turn that off. Actually, not yet. Now I can. You know what? I have an easier way to do this. Hold on. Actually, with the time I will actually willingly use another layer. Okay. But yeah, to answer your, to keep kind of build back on that question, on that statement of yours. The thing about Metarod, unfortunately, is if you played RPGs before, you already kind of have an idea of what to expect. But it's almost always guaranteed that the first time you're going to play it, you're going to miss something or have no clue what you're doing, and it's going to throw everything off. That, for some reason, seems to be the most common, So, I need... That seems to be the most common thing I've noticed, is you're almost always going to play it wrong the first time. But then when you go back and play it again, you're like, I can't believe I did this, because you'll understand what you did. While I'm at it, I'm going to sound down. Make it easy. And this ring will be covered by... That was a good line. Pan, why'd you stop? There. That's all of it. Yes, we'll keep this layer up on custom. So let's add it to the tail. Okay. Got it. Figure out. That looks good. So far, I'm not seeing any scuffing. That's good to know. So far, so good. Oops. Not losing a bunch of frames, so that's even better. I was worried about that for a minute. I think that about does it for the frontal art. It shouldn't come out too bad. I think I got most of the details that were pointed out. Okay. So what I will do... start working on color swatch. That back up. Sample the top of the skull here with this color. Let's see how it looks. Very simple looking color scheme. We'll see a lot of golds and browns, a little bit of red. helps. I think the whole thing from old Pokemon, you know, gotta catch them all. Yeah, like I said, essentially that teaches you early on, you know, make sure you check everywhere before you leave an area, because there might be something there you're not seeing, like a rare spawn. So yeah, that is a really good way to kind of learn, and a really good behavior to keep in mind when you're playing any Meta Rock game for that matter, but 2 Core especially, as one of the few localized games we did get. But like I said, not a lot of people do that, and what ends up happening is shade that color there. Let's try this one. Oh yeah, that's a whole lot better. I'll stick with this color. The big problem that a lot of people run into as their first roadblock is they didn't do that. So by the time they reach the first boss, Abyss Crater, and they find out, oh, well, I don't have any anti-C parts on me, they just made the fight about 60% harder on themselves, because they could have easily farmed for that first weakness and really easily made use of it. The big issue, though, to the player's credit, or defense, I should say, is that 2 Core really wasn't all that descriptive and clear on what exactly counted as a buff or a debuff or its explanations. Didn't really make it very clear. If they left some kind of clue in there saying, you know, aside from being in a mountain river, that there's a lot of C types there, that might be a clue that you could use without outright saying, hey, there's your first boss is going to be a C type Metarot. It would be the first clue they could use to keep in mind, or just something else like a dialogue line that says something like, I should probably look around a little carefully, and something that just kind of encourages that early on, just so that they don't just up and leave an area quickly. I don't know, that's just me. So, that's good. I kind of like that darker color, but I can't tell with the lighting that Nier used if it's the same color on all of the main, or it's just or it's 2 different colors. I'm going to assume it's the same color. I'll assume it's the same color. I'll make it easy for myself. Tables, claws also same color. Now, I was still trying to figure out, like I said, for the longest time, where all this scuffing I got in my last couple streams was coming from, because I didn't change any of my internet or stream settings at all, and then just suddenly people were saying on the Metarot Day covers that they were scuffing and getting caught behind, and or not seeing my video. And I'm like, what possibly could be going on? Because I've not noticed any changes or changed any of my settings, so I didn't think there was a reason for me to go looking at it. Turns out, well, a couple of things, is nothing was changed, everything was exactly as intended. But then we go to put up our Christmas decorations, and as we're staking one of the outside things down, we apparently accidentally staked the internet line for my house. Which isn't a really big deal, honestly. We were without internet for about a day and a half, which isn't terrible. That's what hotspots are for. But we learned something rather interesting from the internet guy when he came to fix our internet. And according to my dad, he said that what apparently happened was, A, the first problem was they didn't bury our internet line deep enough. What was supposed to happen is those suckers are supposed to be like 8 to 12 inches buried in the ground. and ours wasn't. It was like 3 to 4, or 4 to 6, like 3 to 6 inches roughly. So that was the first problem. The main thing though is that when we accidentally staked the internet line, we actually didn't puncture it. So I'm thinking to myself the whole time, okay, well, what exactly happened then if we punctured the internet line and none of our internet worked? He said, and this is also what the internet guy said, was when the stake came down, it came down with just enough force to not puncture the rubber hosing on the outside, but it pushed the metal meshing just under the hosing layer through the insulation just enough that it created contact with the copper wiring underneath, and it shorted out the internet. I'm like, oh, well, that explains a lot right there. So, that was fun to discover. But I'm hoping that after having our internet line replaced and fixed, that would have fixed at least a little bit of the scuffing. So I'm going to bank on the assumption that it did, and just kind of see how it goes. And if it doesn't, I have no genuine idea how to fix it. But it looks like everything's going just fine. So I won't jinx anything just now, and if it's running, I'm not going to say anything. Color all this out. How this looks. I will leave it. So what I'll do... Then the secondary needs digigrade joint, so it's color. Bolt on there? Yes, it is. So far, yeah, like I said, Nier did a really good job on creating a very unique monster here with the Gilded. So, like I said, it was really hard to not pick this one as the #1 choice because it was just so well thought out and put together. But actually, Nier has participated in a number of contests in the past too, so that's most certainly par for the course as well with what they've done in the past. White, or I'm gonna tie it in the color a little bit. Go. funny when stuff like that happens. What happens by chance if you try to recreate it? Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. Like, I can't say how many times that I would be, like, trying to draw a line or something, or try to perform some kind of action in the game, and it works so miraculously well. By, like, dumb happenstance, it actually pulled off what I was trying to get done. And then I looked at it, I'm like, I am never pulling this off again. Like, I probably used most of my luck this lifetime with what I just pulled off. Not really, but, you know. Okay, so that's all of that. Let's see. Dash of red. Put a different color. Inside of the torso canvas. I'm gonna give a little extra character. Ball is also a body itself is like a brown. Actually, that's a good shade. That's not. That's almost the exact color I was hunting for it. I don't want to do just a straight brown, because that wouldn't necessarily be what I'm looking for. I need something that has kind of like a glimmer kind of brown, like a darker orange brown is kind of what I was going for. Life is changing in fiction and stuff like that shows just how true it is. Oh yeah, like it's honestly crazy, like when you think about it, all the things that kind of conduct the laws of the universe, I'm just going to call it for lack of a better term, scientific principles that we've proven time and again work and are proven to be, you know, exactly how the universe runs. And you just kind of sit back and think about it going, how exactly does that work? Because under any other logical explanation, you would not be able to find an answer for it. Increase my brush size a little. Go. Same color. I don't know if there's an English translation of the manga. Yes, there is actually. Well, there's a couple. There's like 3 or 4 chapters of the Reloaded Sai manga translated that were never touched again, unfortunately. And there was a handful of Volume 1 of the original Meteorot 1 that was translated. And also, again, not touched and given up on after like 7 years. But we had a user in our Discord channel that's been actively trying to re-translate the Meteorot 1 manga to try to catch it up. So for the last several weeks, they've been hard at work trying to retranslate the original. There's like 7 to 10 chapters, I think, that was translated of the original Meteorot 1 manga with Hikaru and Metal Beetle. So you can find that on most places and most manga sites pretty consistently. You know, Manga Here, Manga Panda, whatever your poison is in particular, you can probably find it there pretty easily. Alternatively, if you are part of our Discord server, PRB Metabots, we have a manga channel in there that they've been posting updates to consistently, so you can find it there just as easily. Which would be the smarter way to find it, I suppose. So all these manga and anime sites getting shut down here pretty brutally in the last several weeks. Can't really trust going to certain places because you don't know if they're still going to be up in the next day or so. I know a buddy of mine are going to be trying to catch up on and binge a whole bunch of episodes of Danmachi Season 5 because it's been airing for the past several weeks and we're so excited to watch it, but we don't want to be stuck on like 1 or 2 episodes where you have to wait once a week to catch it. I would much rather binge a whole bunch of it at once. I just have to try to figure out a website that's willing to, you know, that has it, that we can watch from. There's no way I'm paying a subscription to Crunchyroll for that when everyone's all pissed off at them right now. Plus, I can't afford that right now, unfortunately. I've got way too many things on my plate with bills and such that I gotta cover. I can barely afford living as it is right now. All I know is that come the new year, it's going to be kind of going to come down to crunch time just a little bit harder than what I've been having so far. But having a job that refuses to give you hours will kind of do that to you. Alright, let's see how this looks. So far so good. I'm liking the direction this is going with the color. It looks pretty close to what the original says. Don't have to worry too much on that. Everything's still looking pretty good. I'm not seeing any scuffing. I think I may have figured out what my issue is. Rather unintentionally at that. I think what the big problem was... Let's see. And some other stuff in the meantime. I think I may have figured out what the issue is for the most part. I think what happened was... I had my latency set, I had it set on ultra low latency, which I really don't think should be a problem. But I think that was just mixed with the fact that my, apparently my stream output wasn't getting nearly the amount of kilobytes per second it needed. Which I find really weird, because, like I said, I've not changed any of my settings whatsoever. Yet they're still giving me all these problems, so... I don't know. I really don't know what to say. So, if it works, I'm not going to say anything, I'm not going to fiddle with it, and I'm going to leave it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as the rule goes. Alright, so let me move these in here. I'm going to try... So I'm at 2. Let's go... The 3, or should I go 4? Four, I think, might be a little too much. Let's go... There we go. I was wondering why I was in my color. I think this should be enough. 35 by 2K should be enough. Not what I want. Shrink this down to about here. Reference. Let's do one. Where if I live in Japan, if not... I'd say I wish, because genuinely I would like to go, even if just to visit. But, unfortunately, Mr. Bank Account and Mrs. Wallet say no chance, so I'm kind of stuck playing by their whims. Where do I get my news? I get it from the official source on the Meteorite YouTube page. So if you want to kind of know where I get my stuff and how I stay in the know, that's like the first place I go. So when they do their daily updates or anything to do with Meteorite S or anything, that's the first place I go to check out. Try that from the other direction. No, it's 100% fine. Don't worry about it. I'm super open on a bunch of stuff. The only time I'm ever not is if there's just something that's, like, just so outlandishly, you know, private, but even then, I try to not worry about that too much. So if you have a question on things like that, just ask it. I'll let you know if you're broaching any boundaries. In the side of the Is the info already translated? No, it is not translated, unfortunately. It is something that I have to kind of do myself and then run by several friends of mine who are far more versed in Japanese than I am. I wish it were translated. It'd make my job a whole lot easier. But unfortunately, that's what happens when you do what I do. This is... Patch. Kind of funny the Digimon cross. Yes. Honestly, and that still kind of steams a lot of people because when they first announced that as an April Fool's joke, they had all of us fooled. Like they said it was an art collab, nothing more. And then suddenly a year to the day, poof, there's a whole bunch of models that are like, all right guys, have fun. I'm just kind of surprised it took them so long to bring the models back. Before I start start shrinking stuff. Bring that over. There we go. Anything else I should probably cover? Yeah, I should do the leg while I'm at it too. Right, I forgot what the blur this is weird. And I did it on the... Of course I did it on that layer. Alright, well I can draw it again anyway, but smaller. That's about where I want it. Now, take this. One thing I want to cover with the concept is how the leg looks. At least a concept. Okay. Draw that a little smaller than beams. There we go. I have a better idea. I'm not going to draw it nearly as detailed. Just enough to still get the point across. think there really was a whole lot of concept I wanted to cover on this one aside from like body shape. Most part actually isn't too bad. Now, let's do swatch. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. Alright, cool. So I think I am safe to stream other stuff without any particular issues so far, which is what I was worried about. The colors you use, just black. This in here. Just in... other than that, there we go. Just in case. Because luckily, here didn't use a whole lot of colors for this one, so I don't think it should be nearly as bad. What is this? You know if the Meteorite fandom is more positive than negative? I mean, it's like any other fandom. It's kind of hard to tell. It also just depends on... I can get to that. It also just kind of depends on the particular, I guess the circles that you're in with it. For the most part, the group's been pretty chill overall, though. A little bit of drama every now and then, but it's been pretty controlled and really chill for a while. I think the only really big drama that's been around for a while, aside from, of course, the lawsuit with the Metabots trademark in the EU, I think it was really just with the blowback with Meteorite Survivor, because a lot of people were just kind of really upset with it, or not necessarily satisfied, I guess is the word for it. So it put a really big damper on a lot of spirits for a while, and even mine too for a while. So I don't know. It just depends on the circle. Okay, I have an idea on how I want to do this. Let's try. That would help if I. That's close enough. Oh, my angle's off. No, I'm not a fan of this. Let's try this over. Let's see. Strange habit of ending up in mostly positive fandoms. Yeah, compared to most others, such as, say, like Pokemon or Digimon or anything, Metarod's been really tame overall, so it's not something I really have to worry about too much. Okay, let me think. Okay, let me just get the pose down at least. I'll just... rise with it. Okay. So... let's move it back over. It doesn't have to look pretty. That's to give me an idea of what I'm doing. Do this the proper way, work my way down the spine. The pose for this one I want to do is something a little more primal, a little more feral looking, given the nature of this particular beast. do table. Back down. Oh. Here. There. There's a leaf. There we go. Something kind of like that for the pose is what I'm looking for. Something, like I said, kind of primal and feral looking. Then I'll use the smog effect as like a post artist kind of thing. See how I'm doing so far. Everything's looking good still. Scuffing. Nice. I'm happy. I was able to fix that issue. And I'm happy more so because I wanted to pick up another game stream at some point in the next couple days. Well, maybe this week. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. You guys will know when I do, though. I'll probably have an answer for you on my Tuesday coverage. say only like 5. So I need... Black I really don't even think I'll use, but I'll have it just in case. So realistically, like colors. Get rid of this one up. I think I forgot to add this. I keep forgetting until every time I play my stream playlist how many remixes of Do or Die that there are on the internet. Try this from another perspective. Okay, Well, let me see. Lines. Oh, it's thrown off. Up a little. Sometimes I really like the idea of the pose I have in my head, but I can just never properly translate it like I want. I don't want to have to give up on this pose, because I do actually kind of like it. idea I want to. Shaping up just a little bit better. Get the head shape. Probably proceed through the rest of the body relatively quick. Just getting to that point. There we go. This isn't quite what I had in mind, but I will take this and I will expound upon it. Next. Oops, I put all that on the wrong one. Of course I did. I love it when that happens. Thank you. That. Okay. This arm is going to be really, really funky. There's a way I want to do this. And if it works like I think it will, could work. I don't know how well. Good. Try it. Good. This works out like I think. Try something. This is working. I like that this is working, but I want to make sure I... Right. Will save me so much time. This one crosses over. This one. This one crosses over. Okay, that kind of worked. A whole lot better than it really should have. Let's add one more. Bring it together. That actually worked surprisingly well. I genuinely did not think that would work. Cool. That saves me a whole lot of time. Bring up the rest of these later. we've made a loop of my playlist. That's 100% fine. There we go. Do that very same thing again here, just a bit with these legs. But I have a working strategy. That is the most important thing. Good. This. You know, after I figured out that whole thing with the cables, this model became a whole lot easier to draw, and I am so thankful for it. Because the cable management on this sucker is messy. Which, I guess, to its credit, is, you know, kind of the point, but still. The trick I think I'm going to have with this one, just kind of thinking ahead a little bit, is I might need to play around with... Well, no, I won't. I'm thinking too hard about it. Keep telling myself kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. And some fine words to live by. Let's see here how we're going. Looking pretty good. Nice, nice, nice. How's OBS looking? I have hardly dropped any frames. I am so happy with this. Let's see. Who this? Okay. Alright, so far so good. Everything's looking pretty good. Back here. Alright, let me see. So, this one is straight. This crosses over. Out. This one crossover. One. I really try to tangle up these suckers. This one over here. This one in front. We'll have color out about there. Right. It's good. Alright, one last run with these wires. This. There we go. That's actually a whole lot better. So, weights. Now this one across. There we go. All the limbs. So I got almost all the limbs done. Now I just need. Let's see, where am I at? 2.5 hours. I'm actually doing pretty solid on time. Probably help if I have the right thickness of time. Down the wrong I did. Wrong layer. I've been doing that all night. Alright, let's fix this. That's here. Easy fix. I am doing that all night. I don't know why I'm doing that. Alright. Right layer this time, please. go to erase what's underneath, I won't erase all of it. The rest are hidden under here, like I said. There is that. That was actually stupidly round. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna make it work. Right there. Alright, cool. Now... last thing I have to do. Yeah, I have a better idea on how I not actually go cross-eyed doing it. Now, correction. For that. Okay, try this out. Oh, okay, that is not what I want. Nope. Back the color I didn't want, but or it was before. I was on the right track. I know there's a tool in here. I just need to find it. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. It just took a bit. There we go. That's closer to where I want it. Alright. Line art's done. I'm happy with this. Shrink. Nice thing about how I did the cables is I don't have to go back and color all of those things. That makes things a whole lot easier on my part. Fill this in. Be using smog like that. Anything else that needs the pickle? The other color. Silver. Oh. There's another line I missed. I use so many lines of the same color, it's so easy to get them crossed. There we go. Size on it. There we go. That's better. Oh, the color I wanted. There we go. Easy fix. Round I missed in the initial line art, but again because I was trying to not let myself get cross-eyed looking at this thing. There we go. Down here. Still doing pretty solid. Only dropping 0.2% frames. I will happily take that number. Whatever I did to fix the problem of my buffering, I think I may have taken care of it. think yes. I'm gonna save this quick though. This deal. Something. Realize I actually colored that in yet. I should probably. There we go. Far so good. I stream about 3 hours. Okay. So we're coming up on about the 3-hour mark of my stream so far, which means we're making pretty solid time. Normally I try to stay around 3 hours or under, but with this art piece, I usually tend to go a little long. Art pieces I usually tend to go a little longer out. Plus, I'm technically in the nearing final stages anyway, because I'm doing color. Because really all that's left to do is blending, shading, and then just kind of filling it in with text. Tail on the other hand, and the black coat will be done. Alright, flat coat is done. Oh boy. Ow. Now, holes in the color. Here I want to fill in. Part though, there really shouldn't be all that many. There's only a couple holes, but nothing substantial. Ugh, ow. I'm getting stiff. Alright, let me see here. What do I want this? So let's go up. Actually, I'll leave that alone. So... two... This is where I'm gonna have some fun. Excuse me. Alright, let me see. Alright, I do see people still here. That's always appreciated. that as is. Place I at the top. Huh. Frosting up your down. I really don't think I need to add a light layer to this. Might have. Okay, that I did. You know what? I don't think I do. Not with this one. No. Not with this one. Alright, so. Official main art is complete. Gotcha. Just a hammer. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna keep it that way. Move, swatch. Oops, I forgot I was. Now comes the fun part. This is a better G than that. Hold it. And visor. Ink claw. Yes. Multi-knife. The custom one. Team sword on both arms. Our side. specify. So, get some stuff around. Oh, now. Alright, I'd say that should do it. What do you guys think, if anyone's still hanging around? I'd say honestly, that was a pretty good spot. Go ahead and hide this real quick. Okay, close that. Okay. That. Honestly, I kind of like this. Like, the cables were kind of a pain in the neck. I get it. Let me go ahead and kill this one. I'm at it too. Oh, I'm done now. Yeah, drawing the cables was honestly kind of a pain in the neck, and it definitely was kind of annoying for that reason. But no, it was still a very fun design overall. I really enjoyed doing this one. Nier did a fantastic job converting one of their D&D style creatures that they designed into a Medarot, and it came out really, really nice. Wonderful work to Nier for the effort that they did. And I'm also really glad I was able to find out, kind of, maybe, where all this weird scuffing is coming from in my stream. So hopefully I should be able to start picking things up normally again with regular gameplays. I do have an idea of the next thing I'm going to play. I just don't know when the case is going to be yet. Whether it's going to be Wednesday or Thursday or somewhere along those lines, I have not figured out yet. But I will keep you guys posted. If you guys follow me on Twitter or on Blue Sky, you will absolutely see it there. Or if not, you will also know for a fact on Tuesday's coverage of the Meta News when the next wave of the Zoids collaboration, the second rerun, does go live and we start getting the breakdowns on who to expect. But with that being said, as always, I do appreciate you all for stopping in, just as you always do. And until next time, this is your host, Kuura Isagami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.